Oh, hey there. I was just putting my drill up, where it goes, in this awesome new PowerStation. Today I'm going to show you guys how I built this PowerStation for all of my needs. Now, like most of us, we've got drills and drivers that get scattered around the shop. We've got some on that workbench, some on this workbench, drill bits over there, drill bits in this drawer. I needed a place where I could put all of it within arm's reach of my main workbench. As you can see here, we've got a selection of drills and drivers. We've got a Dremel, a hammerhead, a multi-tool. We've got all of our bits and accessories, some Craig jig accessories. We've got our air power tools up here. We've got our router here, our circular saw, and yes, all the chargers right where the tool is. So today we're going to walk through that process. You need one 4x8 sheet of 3/4 ply, and note to self, this is going to be heavy. We put this on a French cleat wall that we built a couple weeks ago, and it took me and my wife and my oldest son to put it up, but guess what? It ain't going nowhere. We've got everything powered in on this side on a power strip, runs all the way here to my outlet on the wall. I really hope this inspires you to build something similar in your shop, keep you a little organized, and just make you enjoy your shop. It's fun, it's fast, it looks awesome. Let's go.
As with any project, we're going to start at the table saw. We'll start with our cut list, start cutting down everything to size. As you can see here, I've got a lot of sawdust kicking out from the blade, but in the background you'll see that my dust collector is not hooked up right now. That'll be another video that we work on. In this shot right here, you can see that we're breaking down the shelving that's going in the middle of the power station. And disclaimer, one sheet of plywood was not enough for this project. You'll see later on that the middle shelf is actually not as wide as the rest. Lucky for me, I always have scrap plywood laying around. Alright, let's work on our cut list. In order to make the power station, you're going to need several different things cut at your table saw. The first thing, you need a 40x36. That's going to be the back plate of the unit. Second thing I'm going to cut is two 40x11s that will account for the sides of the unit. You'll need three 34.5x11 cuts for your shelving. You'll need 11.5x11 times 4 for the dividers at the top. Next, you'll need 11.5x3.5 times 10 for your risers on your tools. Then you'll need 11.5x3 inches for your shelves. And lastly, 11.5 and 2 inches by 10 for your tool holders. Let's get that cut list and start to work. Actually, on second thought, why don't we go ahead and get what we need and build it to size. I'm a big fan of building to what you need versus just following a set of plans that anyone gives out. I think it's super important that everything is catered to your needs and not something off the shelf. For the power station that I'm building, I've got several different things that we're going to use. To start assembling the unit, we're going to pre-drill, we're going to countersink, and then we're going to drill from the back. As you can tell, I already have 3 drills out on the workbench, hence the reason why I need the power station close to the workbench. Right now, 1, I'm jamming out, and 2, we're aligning everything to install. Very important to step back and look at the progress that you're making. And if you look closely, you'll see that the middle shelf is not as deep as the top and the bottom shelf. After you find the size for everything, we can go ahead and get the top shelf on. We'll be securing this from the top and the bottom of all sides. Now yes, I am using the eyeball test, but also bringing out the square just to check. Oop, one more time, double check. Perfect. We'll go ahead and bride these in place and then start drilling. Yes, you would think it's counterintuitive to use this many drills instead of just a one and all bit, but I like having 3 drills out at one time. And now we add the tool risers. As you can see, we go from one to many clamps to install these. I find it very important to line them all up before we actually install them. As I move forward, I'm double checking the size of each one of the tools, ensuring that it fits in every location. One more double check. That's right. Bruh. Alright, let's clamp these down and draw our lines. I find it very important to dance along as you go. It's important to have the minions around. I love having the kids in the shop helping me with projects. You'll see a few times in this video I had to connect several bits to make a monster bit. It was at this moment that I realized I'm gonna have to take this whole thing apart to screw it from the top. We're gonna go ahead and do a round over on all four sides of the actual tool holder itself. This will make it easier getting in and out, as well as preventing nicks from the sharp edges. Another project in the works is going to be redoing this router table inside of my workbench. I'm a big fan of having T-track in your workbench. This setup allows me to have the router fence on top and removable at any time. At this point, I'm debating on putting a router lift or leaving it as normal and just redoing the workbench top. Oh yeah, that's nice and smooth. At this point, we got the entire middle complete. After we get the middle section complete, it's time to start sanding. And since I don't have dust collection set up, I'm a big fan of wearing a full face mask when sanding. It keeps everything out of my nose, my mouth, and my eyes. And of course, I kind of look like Bane. And this is one of the weirdest things that I've ever experienced. The sandpaper actually came off the adhesive backing. Alright, let's move to the sides. There's many different ways to make this cut, but I'm using the trusty old jigsaw. To give this PowerStation some styling, I created an angle on both the top and the bottom. What I did was trace out a line and then cut with the jigsaw. Now don't be worried about having the straightest line here. We can clean this up later with the sander. Once you get the first side done, just put it on top and use it as a template for the other side. We'll just clamp the two together and mark our lines. At this stage, we're going to sand everything that we cut in order. After all that time sanding, it's time to celebrate with a dance. The number of dividers can vary on how many tools you will have up top. In the PowerStation that I built, I only needed 4 dividers. At this point, we can line our dividers and get ready to make our cuts. What I like to do is put them all together and scribble a line that I know will be cut out later. This ensures that I cut everything to the same dimension. What we're going to do is take the side and mock it up over the dividers to ensure that we have the same angle. Once those are cut, we're going to clamp them together and sand. I'll typically sand 2 at a time, and then once they're all done, I'll take them all, clamp them together, and then sand. You might see to the side that I do have a shop air filter that does help without the dust collection nearby. Once we align all four, it's time to sand. I'll move the dust filter closer to capture all of the debris. Now that we have the unit built, it's time to screw in the sides. We're going to use the same process here where I use a pilot hole, a countersink, and then screw. Now once we get the sides installed, it's time to work on attaching everything to the back plate. We'll pull out the back plate so then we can flip the unit. Now it's as simple as aligning the back. We'll use a straight edge here to mark a line across the back that coincides with the shelves. We'll drill, countersink, and screw into the back plate, ensuring that all screws are flush. Alright, time to muscle this thing in and screw it together. It helps to have a sturdy workbench for this project. Now to test our strength and flip this bad boy over. I had to get creative and rock it back and forth in order to get the unit over. Now next we'll need to get our chargers and mock them up on the back plate.
Alright, time to load it up.
Off camera, I did install 2 French cleats that I'll use to attach to the wall. I did not record that process as every wall is going to be different. I highly suggest screwing in and attaching to the studs.
Alright, now we got the PowerStation up and fully loaded. We've got all our tools, our accessories, ready to start new projects. I really hope you guys enjoyed the process. Hopefully you learned a couple things. Hopefully it inspires you to build something pretty cool for your shop. Until next time, we'll see you. Oh, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe.